respectively. So we're exploring now some of the yeshivot where many of these great rabbis would have learned or taught at over various points in time, especially recent history. Now, another mosdot we're going to speak about here tonight is Mosdot Yakiray Yerushalayim, great Jerusalem yeshiva, and I think there's different branches and sniffs, respectively, especially all throughout the country. Now, I think it was actually set up in the year Heitaf Shin Mem, around that specific point in time. I believe it was possibly around 40 years ago here from the time of recording, where maybe the institution was named for the first time or actually founded in of itself. Now it's interesting, this yeshiva, well, it's not just a yeshiva system, it's a whole entire complex. I think there's Ganei Yeladim, for example, a few of them, like kindergartens, Talmud Torah, where younger students would learn, let's say, yeshivot, Kolel Avrechim, where married men would actually learn. And I think the main branch is found actually in Jerusalem, and there's also other branches in Bet Shemesh and Netivot and in Kiryat Gat. And there's thousands of students altogether, I believe, which is I think it was founded through Rabbi Yehuda Kohen, very great rabbi. Let's speak about him for a minute. See, very much he's one of the great rabbis. Let's say he's connected to, I believe, the Shas political party and part of the Moatzot Chachmei Torah, one of the great rabbis. I think he was born actually in Iran in the year 1940. He was, and he would learn under great rabbis, including Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka, Rabbi Ben-Zion, Abba Shaul, inside the famous Yeshivat Yosef. And 1980, he would very much, let's say, start up the Talmud Torah of Yakiray Yerushalayim, and is part of the management of the Reshit B'nai Yosef, and doing huge amounts at the moment. We'll speak more about him at a later stage. I believe he has 6 children. He's married to Rabbanit Rachel. His wife's name is Rachel. Among his rabbis, including Rabbi Ezra Atia, Rabbi, also as we said before, Rabbi Ben-Zion Abba Shaul, and also Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, who was, let's say, the spiritual leader of the Shas political party. And at one stage in time, he was the chief rabbi of Israel. So he had many great students. Maybe we'll speak about that in the coming moments. Okay, so I think in 1983, the Yeshiva Haktana was actually established of Yakiray Yerushalayim, Talmud Torah, and I think come with the year Heitaf Shin Nun Vav, that would have been around, I think maybe the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. There was also founded Yeshivat Be'era Talmud, respectively. And I think it would go through different stations, let's just say, this yeshiva. It would go through several different places. I think it would be based in Rabbi Yosef Karo Street, in Tachmei Street, respectively. And now I think that it's housed the yeshivot in Malkei Yisrael, in Makor Baruch neighborhood, a place we visited before on this channel. If you recollect, I think we actually filmed there live, and really serving as Talmudei Torah and yeshivot over there. He heads yeshivot and serves as the president of the institutions. I think he would also head the large yeshiva at one stage. Now I think his son, Rabbi Hanoch Cohen, is currently the Rosh Yeshiva of the Ohel Yosef Yeshiva, which I think is part of the family. Various different rabbis have been part of the yeshiva. Let's explore some of the more current rabbis of this entire branches in of itself, including, I think, Rabbi Menachem Abitan and Rabbi Moshe Harel, and Rabbi Eliyahu Haron happens to be, I believe, also with a mashkiach, if I'm not mistaken. I think, come what, 2018, it's about 6-7 years ago, inside the yeshiva itself, there's 450 students. Inside the small yeshiva, as they call it, Yeshiva Ketana, there was as many as 200 students, and the Talmud Torah would have a staggering 600 students. It just shows the greatness of how this institution has actually flourished. Actually, the idea that gave me this, I think my brother-in-law actually spent a long time learning actually in this yeshiva. Now, I believe there was a branch of the Talmud Torah, and a small yeshiva was established in Bet Shemesh, and a branch of yeshiva, Be'er Talmud in Netivot, open. I think it was Rabbi Hanoch Cohen that would actually be part of it, Rabbi Danin, respectively. I think he was a rabbi of the Sephardi community in Netivot. I think that boasted as many as 200 students, if I'm not mistaken. The Be'er Talmud in the city of Kiryat Gat, also I believe it's called the Knesset Eliyahu, headed by Rabbi Leo and Konina, I believe. I'm not too sure. I think we've mentioned the family name and Konina before on this series. I'm not too sure if he's relative or how he's related or not, most likely, but really great rabbi he was. Well, this actually yeshiva would bring about different Musar shiurim also, and really bring about high level of Torah learning on different sugyot, going into depth respectively, which is actually interesting. Okay, let's explore some of the rabbanim of the yeshiva, who have been part of the yeshiva very much. Rabbi Yehuda Cohen, who we mentioned about before. Rab Chanoch Cohen, he's Rosh Yeshiva of the Yeshivat Yakiray in Jerusalem, Yitzvot, and in Kiryat Gat. Rabbi Yosef Cohen, he's a ram, I think, of some of the shiurim, if I'm not mistaken. Rabbi David Svisa, I believe, is Mashkiach of the Yeshiva Ketana. Rabbi Menashe Shua is Mashkiach Ruchani. Rabbi Eliyahu Aaron, Mashkiach of the Yeshiva Gedola. Rabbi Reuven Shirabani, I think very much, I believe he would actually learn or be part very much teaching faculty of the yeshiva. I think he passed away, if I'm not mistaken, around 2017, 2018, 2019. Rabbi Yisrael Elbaz, Rabbi David Achenstein, Rabbi Matityahu Pinchas Kohen Fried, I think he would be very much part of this yeshiva. Rabbi Yitzchak Meir Gora, Rabbi Yisrael Doron, Rabbi Eliyahu Teherani was very much a good educator over there. So that is very interesting. We've mentioned about many of these, some of these great rabbis before on various occasions. Now, just go back to Rav Cohen, to the founder of the yeshiva itself, respectively, Rabbi Yehuda, or to give precise, Rabbi Yehuda Cohen. Among his, he was close. He obviously, I think he lives actually in Jerusalem, in the Mavkor Baruch neighborhood. He lives over there. He's a father and grandfather to grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Let's explore his children first of all, before we explore maybe some of his students, and just to get some of the family life. For example, I think Leah Cohen, she is, I think, married to Rabbi Yaakov Cohen of Rosh Yeshiva of Nezer Talmud. And very interesting. Rav Shalom Cohen, I think it's a close connection to, or the family, very much. I think she's married to the daughter of Rav Shalom Cohen, if I'm not mistaken, who was the Rosh Yeshiva of Porat Yosef. Rav Chanoch Cohen, obviously, naturally mentioned before, that's his son. He is a Rosh Yeshiva of Be'er Talmud. His wife's name is Rabbanit Yafa. And I think his daughter is connected to Rav Shlomo Ben Shimon, another great rabbi of Neve Tzion. Rabbi Raphael Cohen, I think he passed away sadly. He was only 46 years of age. Rabbi Yosef Cohen is a ram of Yeshivat Yakiray Yerushalayim, which we're speaking about. Rabbi Meir Cohen is head of the house of Nachel Sa'ad Marpeh, respectively. So various different, let's just say, important roles they play in of itself. Shows their importance and the greatness within regards to Rabbi. I would recommend everyone to explore more within regards to this famous institution of Yakiray Yerushalayim. And it is actually very nearby, very near the Kikar Shabbat neighborhood in Jerusalem. Many great students that happen to be in of its day, which I recommend everyone to learn more about. And he was a great rabbi. Rabbi Yehuda Cohen is a very great rabbi. He's about 85 years of age at present. And the achievements of having the yeshiva, with what he's done with the yeshiva, is absolutely phenomenal. And it's just a whole entire story on himself. I think he got married in the very early 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when the Ohel Moed Yeshiva would be started up, I believe. And I recommend everyone to learn more about him. There's many articles about him online, especially most notably on the Kikar HaShabbat website, which I would recommend everyone to actually look into. And friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the history of Sephardic rabbinic Jewry over here. Today was a special edition. We explored the Mosdot, the foundation of Yakiray Yerushalayim, headed by Rabbi Yehuda Cohen, very great rabbi. He was actually born in November 1940, and we actually did a few videos yesterday also, concentrating on several different famous yeshivot also. So this is something now we're going to try and do on a much more basis. We're speaking about many great Persian rabbis in this series already. So if you look over the great videos we've done so far, I would recommend everyone to look over and educate and learn. Friends of our community, please subscribe to the channel. We're near 7,000 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully we can get to that stage by Rosh Chodesh Tammuz. We've covered about nearly 1,000 biography videos of some small tidbits of great Chachamim from the various different North African countries, the Spanish countries and vicinities around those places. So please look at the online encyclopedia that we've got. Maybe it might be related to any of the people. If you happen to descend from any of the great rabbis, please let me know. I would love to hear more information. Now, Makor Baruch neighborhood is a very famous neighborhood also in Israel. We've spoken about it before, we visited it before, and that's where the yeshiva is actually based in. So I recommend everyone to learn more about the street scenes that we've done. You can go online here on the channel also. There's a whole thing, sites in Israel, and we've done about maybe 150, 200 tours of different parts, many of the places in Jerusalem, especially in the famous Yakiray Yerushalayim neighborhood, Yakiray Yerushalayim Yeshiva, where it's based in the Makor Baruch neighborhood in Jerusalem, which I recommend everyone to look into. So wishing you all a great day, friends. Take care and be well, and subscribe. Thanks.